Okay, so we talked about graphs and visual interpretations of the data. He uses a program called Airflow. It's another open source tool, meaning it's free. I think a lot of these programming tools are free, and they're to be, pulled down and used. This one has to do with workflow. Allows people to schedule jobs and those jobs dependencies. So data is ingested into a data warehouse. You use the data to create more tables or views. An example below: desktop app and mobile app databases. So you'll note that not everyone in management or in the company is going to be viewing these dashboards in their office, right? They probably want to view it when they go home, and they want to be able to access the data and have a special dashboard that works for their mobile. So I'm just trying to see what we're seeing here. He did a screenshot kind of something here. Number of runs scheduled. So desktop users and mobile users. So and cross-platform users. Interesting. So anyway, it's creating new tables and pulling data and scheduling when to pull the data. It would appear. This is his presentation, not mine. I'm just trying to kind of repeat some hopefully meaningful things for you guys, because it was definitely useful and it went by pretty fast. So he summarizes here: your data will live somewhere, oftentimes in a data warehouse. You'll be given access to the data via some dashboard tool. You'll need credentials to get in. With the access, you create dashboards, point and click with custom queries that you do with R or Python, and you'll write queries to export data to do analysis in another language, R and Python, etc. Okay, so thank you, Chris. So here's a look at software. This is the software that Paul Davis has talked about using. This first one is PyTorch. Obviously, it's related to Python. And I'm not going to read every one of these. You can stop on the presentation and take a look. I've tried to just do a description, actually, of each of these. And there's R, by the way, is down at the bottom, and I hope you can read it. I don't know if you can. Maybe you can. I hope you can. I don't know if I can make this any bigger. Oh, there we go. Lowered it a little bit there. R obviously is a real important one, as is Python. And these are the tools that Chris mentioned. SQL, SQL, obviously very important. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Okay, used in programming and design for managing data held in a relational database management system, RDBMS, or for stream processing in a relational data stream management system, etc. Okay. And then you've got the dashboarding tools: Tableau, ClickSense, and Looker. He mentioned PostgreSQL. That was that elephant icon. It's another relational database management system. And then you've got Airflow, the workflow management. Open source workflow management platform. Started at Airbnb. Well, how about that? As a solution to manage the company's increasingly complex workflows. Creating Airflow allowed Airbnb to programmatically author and schedule their workflows and monitor them via the built-in Airflow user interface. Okay. So look at the software. I think it is important that you know what these things are. It is possible. I will ask you, definitely possible on the final. Of course, it'll be an open book final, but please be familiar with these things. I just do want to mention, give Chris a chance to plug. Whoop, whoop. What happened here? What happened? Let's look at DataCamp.com. Let's go to their website. Hopefully. Okay. Learn data science online. Create your free account. Start learning for free. We like that idea. Sign up for annual subscription, 50% off to get unlimited learning for less. Well, you know, if you have time on your hands these days, in the summer or whenever the case may be, you might want to, and you're interested in data science, you might want to take a look, because here you can learn Python, R, SQL, some other things. I don't know what they are. But you know what, if you just pick one of these, Python or R, and got, you know, some rudimentary understanding of those, and when you go on your interview, you're a step ahead. No doubt, a step ahead. Nothing like an offer, right, everybody, to get somebody to do something. Bite-sized lessons, fit your schedule on any device. Okay, here's somebody who helped him land a job as a data analyst. Learn the way you learn best. So, okay, so it's, I don't know, I'm not aware of anything else like this, but choose your path or pick a course. Don't just take our word for it. Okay, there's some, what about this guy? Ooh. What about him? Okay, so, all right, more stories. Ready to learn? Okay. Think about it. Think about it. Don't know quite what the cost is, but think about it, guys. Okay. Whoop. You don't want to let me do that, huh? Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Well, you little pesky thing. Let's minimize this. Let me go back to this. Okay. So we've talked about, kind of summarizing now, everybody, these kinds of things here today in this lecture. And I want you to think back to all the work you guys put in on Microsoft Access. And you did a number of these things, I think. Here is database modeling, you know, relating your two databases, right, for a relational database. Here's a query. So you did, as we said before, you did a dashboard. I mean, you did a lot of the activities that are common database data science activities. You did in Access, and that's one reason why I had you work so hard at learning Access, so you really know and have some hands-on experience doing some things. Now, of course, the thought would be, if you want to move farther along the data science path, you might want to learn Python or R. So what did we talk about in this lecture? Well, we first talked about predictive modeling and forecasting. And we talked about setting up a promotion and doing like an A/B test and finding out looking at responders and non-responders to try to see what variables lead to response, and then doing the correlation analysis, the regression analysis it's called, to start with the most important factors and then regress to the least important factors that contribute, and then you come up with a equation, logarithm, to so that you're modeling, you're finding out what profile best matches a responder. Okay, I've talked about it. Talked about database modeling, which is designing the architecture of the database, both in terms of what databases there are and how they relate to each other, as well as where it's stored. We talked about data science, that it looks like there's a lot of demand for data scientists, and we saw a video, and it's an interesting, challenging job for special talents. We looked at Chris's presentation, and I did my best to take you through what I could remember of it. And then we finished by giving you a list in a couple of Excel charts of some important software platforms and what they did. And hence we are finished with a lecture on database management software, modeling and forecasting, and data science. Okay.